Hello everyone, Dean here with the Rogue Deck Chronicles, and I'm going to start a interesting new series, and I think it's appropriate as we're just starting the new rotation. A lot of players, this is a great time for a lot of players to get into the game is during right at the beginning of rotation. We're not worrying about different card sets. Granted, there's never a bad time to get into the card game. But if we're going to say what is the best time, it's right after rotation. So with that, I figured let's kind of show and see how it's like to start playing this game as a brand new trainer. So I created a brand new account here. So it's a little different. You see I have one here. It's just because this is a brand new account. So during this series, I'm going to play just the decks that we're giving and through the rewards in the battle pass and create decks that way. I'll also probably craft cards and kind of show the process of building up a online account from scratch. I'll be honest, when I was playing this game before live came on. I was playing on Pokemon Trainer Game Online. So when live came out, I just transferred my account and I had a lot of credit because of it. So this is going to show us what it's like. Let's start off with 0. Granted, up here it does say I have 120 the coins, I guess they're called. The game, when I loaded up and did all the intro stuff, it made me do some things. So it gave me some coins from cards that I already pulled from packs that made me open. But other than that, like, I'm starting from scratch. So with that, let's see what type of decks that we can get once we get a brand new account. So we'll go into our decks. And I will be honest with you, I deleted some decks in here already because they were not rotation proof. So they gave you the Charizard EX and the Gholdengo EX. Obviously, we can't play those decks in standard rotation. I'm not going to touch expanded. So I just deleted those. There's really no point of having those in this account. But you do get those, so if you are a fan of expanded, you do have those cards for expanded. And then you'll still see some triangles because they give you all the old free decks, thus gaining the Charizard and the Gholdengo. The triangles here just show that there's some cards in here that have rotated. So once we get a card pull, I can actually take these and adjust it to rotation and play with different decks. I'm actually kind of surprised of how many decks were given. I will say I thought we were given the Decidueye deck when we opened up live. I guess we're not if you start from scratch, but they did give you Mega Zygarde. So this is the new deck from this from Perfect Order. And then we have other decks in here. We have Mega Charizard X EX as something that's already good to go, and it has the Meowth EX in there already. They've given us a Dragapult EX deck that actually looks more or less viable. There's some cards in here like Caretaker that we typically won't play. It's where they play Caretaker and not the Community Center, but that's besides the point. So we got Dragapult fully ready, Mega Charizard EX fully ready, Mega Lucario EX fully ready, Mega Manectric, Mega Sharpedo, Mega Venusaur, Mega Zygarde, and Zoroark, and Stevens, Metagross. So they gave you all these decks once you open this up. And again, I literally just made this account maybe 10 minutes before I started recording. But yeah, so we actually have a decent amount of options. So with that, to get credit and all that, we will complete the battle pass. So I will say my goal for this video is I want to try and get these 2 daily quests done. So I need to complete 1 match without conceding. That's super easy to do. And attach a grass energy to one of your Pokemon. And I need to do that twice. So with that, it sounds like the Mega Venusaur EX is the deck that I will want to try to do to accomplish that in 1 game. However, I have multiple games to do that, and I can fool around with trying to make these decks viable. But we'll see. I may right now just concentrate on what's already pre-made, and then during my not recording, I'll go around, play around with these decks, and make these more or less viable for at least going on the casual ladder. There's a rank ladder. I may not do that just quite yet. I'll probably just wait until I kind of get a little more of my stock before I go into rank here. So yeah, I think that is a good game plan for us to do. So with all that, I'll see you in the first game, and it looks like I'm going to start off with... Actually, I'll start off with Mega Venusaur EX, just so I can show how we can do the Battle Pass. But I may go to Mega Zygarde, because this is the new deck for this set. So let's try out those two decks today, so I'll see you in the first game. Okay, everyone. We're in our first game ever with this new account. So I know typically we try and make our videos look like the decks do really well. This one I may not do that. I may just play 3 straight games or 3 or 4 straight games, and just so we can see what we're dealing with. At least for this video. Going forward, I'll probably adjust and all that. Do we want to go first? So rotation's weird. We're so used to going second format, but going first may be fine here. So I'm gonna try and go first with the Venusaur, and yes, I'm playing the Mega Venusaur. That way I can complete the daily tasks. So we start with Mega Ogerpon and nothing else. We have Bug Catching set, so if we get some energy and maybe a Bulbasaur, we should be in good shape. I actually didn't see what was in this list, to be honest. So after this game, I'll probably go back and we'll review what's in this list, and we'll review what's in the Zygarde list. But for now, I'm just concentrating on completing the last 2 tasks for today at the time of recording. That way I can get some credit, get the battle pass going, because that's how you build up your account. So our opponent's starting off with a full bench already. And it looks like they're doing something similar. So we get the Bulbasaur. Play Bug Catching set. Ooh, we did not get energy. Chikorita. I'll grab 2 Chikoritas, because we want the Meganium in this list. And we'll end turn. So my guess is that they'll pair us up with players similar to what this account will be. So it looks like they're also starting off with the starter decks that we get. So that's why it's probably a mirror. We're both starting off with Bulbasaur. The game probably just assumes that I have never played before. Yes, I have played before, obviously. So we'll see what we do. So they get energy surge. They're going to attach to the Ogerpon. So they're going to be a little ahead of us with this. But playing the mirror is going to be very interesting. Oh, so they have multiple energies. They're lucky. But if we get the Meganium set up first, we can attack this and get them easy KO. Don't think they've played a support of this turn. Okay, so now's our turn. We'll most likely Lily, because we need to get some pieces here. So I want to evolve the Ivysaur. As much as I want to get Dawn, we need to try to get some grass energy. We need to try to get Force of Vitality. So we got Force of Vitality, which means we can evolve into our Mega Venusaur. But we also give that to them, so that's the downfall. We're going to Teal Dance here. Get another grass energy. I wish we had another, we had the Meganium, because I can knock that out and get all their stuff off. But with that, I may hold off. Because they're going to knock this out, and I don't really want this knocked out. So I'm just going to end my turn, call their bluff, force them to have energy, and also evolve up that Chikorita. Because if they have 3, they're doing 150, 180, so they're not knocking us out. So they need to have 4 on here. But then we can try to knock out with Jungle Dump. So they're going to get it. That's fine. That's why I didn't want to attach 2 energy. I wanted to save 1. And honestly, I probably shouldn't have attached because I knew they were going to get that, but we needed to get stuff going. But I think they have a little more consistent build than we do. Yeah, so they're doing a lot of damage here. But if we can just get 2 energy on here, we'll be fine. Because we can just one-shot that and get rid of all or most of their energy. But they have the Meganium in play. We do not, unfortunately. So we're going to Night Stretcher for the Teal Mask. Because we just need to get 2 energy in play. Because we can always move with Solar Transfer, so I'm not worried about that. So we're going to Ultra Ball here, and we're going to get rid of Judge, because they already have 4 cards. And I'll get rid of the Petrol, because I'm probably going to use the Lilies this turn. And, oh, I could get Fez. Or I can go and try to get the Meganium, because I need the Meganium. So I'll get the Bayleaf. So we'll evolve the Bayleaf here. And we'll Lily, hopefully we get another energy. We do, but we need the Meganium, but we got the Meganium. Because we played Pokepad in this list. So we'll grab the Meganium, get that evolved up. Let's Bug Catching set for Ogerpon here. We'll Teal Mask, do some more draw. You got a Pokepad, okay. And I'm interested in getting the Bulbasaur. And then I'm going to Solar Transfer onto my Venusaur. Because I can do the 240, knock this out, get 2 prize cards, and tie up the prize trade. And then I'm also going to attach to Ogerpon. That way I have energy in play. So let's do 240, knock this dude out. Hopefully they can't one-shot us back. Can't remember how much damage they'll be doing with the Teal Mask, so that's something we need to worry about. So it looks like they're going to go for the Bulbasaur. I would have gone with the Teal Mask because I think they can one-shot the Mega Venusaur. If they get 1 or even just 2 more left because of we're both doubling. And it looks like they're playing Eevee, so probably with the Leafeon, I would guess. But we'll see. So they're evolving up their pieces here. I wonder if they just don't have the energy. So they have Teal Mask, okay. And they don't have it. So we can take advantage of this because we have Boss in hand. I wish we had energy. But I want to kind of knock them out, slow them down a little bit. So we're going to boss up the Teal Mask that has all the energy on there. And I am going to Ultra Ball away the Meganium and the Judge. I don't think Judge will be good right now because their hand's really low. I'm going to get the Ivysaur. And we're just going to get another Venusaur ready to go. And then we're just going to Jungle Dump, knock this out, get 2 more prizes. And our opponent just concedes. So these decks are actually not bad. They had such, I wouldn't say a demanding lead, but they got their stuff going first. And we were just able to just kind of play slow, get our stuff going, and utilize and like be smart with our resources. We don't have to play cards if we don't have to. I saved the energy, spread out the energy in different ways, and we were able just to knock out their Ogerpons and kind of slow down their engine. So yeah, this was interesting. So let's go and look at the Mega Venusaur EX list, and we'll look at the Zygarde list, and then we'll play a game with the Zygarde. So I'll see you back on the main screen. Okay, y'all. We just finished our first game with this new account with Mega Venusaur EX. With that game, we were able to increase our profile to level 3, gave us some more of these medallions, and then I was also able to complete the daily challenges for today. So with that, let's take a look at the Mega Venusaur EX list, and then we'll take a look at the Mega Zygarde list, since that is the deck for this Perfect Order set. So with Mega Venusaur, has a 3-3-3 line of the Mega Venusaur EX, which is standard. 2-2-2 of the Meganium, which I think is a little on the lower side, but it's doable. 4 Teal'c Ogerpon, which is standard. 1 Fez, and then 1 of the new Meowth EX, which has the Last Ditch Catch ability. Wasn't able to use it in the previous game. Didn't really need to. But what this ability says is once your turn, you may play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench. When you use this ability, search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. You can only use no more than 1 that has Last Ditch in its name. So right now, this is the only Last Ditch card. So this is the only like supporter card like this we have in the set right now. But basically, if you remember Lumineon V, Tapu Lele GX, this is our way to get supporters if we don't have one. So pretty standard, not too far off from what the Mega Venusaur list is playing currently. We don't have the Regigigas, we don't have any of the other tech attackers, but really, as we saw with the first game, this is all we need. It's pretty standard, pretty consistent. But yeah, it just made sense. And then we have 4 bug catching sets, which makes sense. 1 Night Stretcher, 2 Pokepads, 3 Ultra Ball, 4 Force of Vitality, 1 Grand Tree. For the stadiums, I feel like the Grand Tree may be a little repetitive as we are playing 4 of the Forest. I see why it's in there, but I think 4 Force should be enough to get our board set up. Once I do a little more research, I'll see what other A-Specs we have in this account already, and I may just replace it with another A-Spec. For supporters, we have 2 Boss, 1 Chorus, 2 Dawn, 2 Judge, 1 Lana, 4 Lilies, 1 Petrol, and 1 Wally's Compassion. So really heavy on the Lilies, which makes sense. That's a really great draw support here. I will probably want to increase the Dawn count because it's really good to grab what we need. However, I see 2. That's pretty much all we ever will need. Maybe up the Judge just because there's no hand disruption in this format currently. And I like the Lana's aid just so we can get our basic pieces back out. And then 10 grass, basic grass energy. That should be enough to catch what we need. We don't really need a lot because of the Meganium. But yeah, this seems like a nice consistent deck. It did play well. It was a little bricky, but that's what this is. This isn't a super competitive deck. It's enough to get you started and really have a good time playing in these matches. So next, let's look at Zygarde EX. So again, this is the poster child of the Perfect Order set. If y'all want to, go back and watch our Mega Zygarde EX video. Dev will play through this and see our interpretation of how this card is. Granted, I think the pre-made deck has a good idea of a good partner for this. But yeah, it's a basic fighting type Pokemon, 310 HP. It is a Mega, so it's worth 3 prizes. And it has 2 attacks. It has the Gia Wave for 200, and then we take 30 less damage from our opponent's next turn. And then Nullifying 0 for 5 fighting energy. Yes, 5. But for each of your opponent's Pokemon, you flip a coin, it heads, you do 150 damage to that Pokemon. So it's a very nice way to kind of clear out your opponent's board if you're lucky on the coin flips. So this is paired off with the new Binacle and Barbaracle card from Perfect Order as well. Has the Stone Arms ability. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. Attach basic fighting energy from your hand to one of your fighting Pokemon. So that's the main way that we are powering up Zygarde here. It does come with Blood Moon Ursaluna with the Battle Hardened attack. It's a nice single prize attacker. We do play, let's look at this, 10 basic fighting, so a good way to get it powered up if we need to. It does come with 2 Cornerstone Masked Ogerpons. This is a great wall card for those decks that have abilities. And we do play a 2/2 line of the Soul Rock Lunatone Engine. And then again, we play 1 Fez and then 1 Meowth for our support Pokemon. We play 2 Energy Switch, that way we can power up really anything we want with this. 4 Fighting Gong, makes sense, we are a fighting type deck. 1 Night Stretcher, 2 Pokepads. And the ace spec of choice in this is Scramble Switch. Obviously this makes a lot of sense since we have a heavy attack cost with the Mega Zygarde. We play 2 Ultra Ball. We don't really need a lot of Ultra Ball. We have a lot of basic search. And then 3 Area 0 Underdefs. Not sure if I totally agree with this stadium, but it does make sense because of the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon. When it comes to our supporters, we play 2 Boss, 1 Brock Scouting, 1 Colder's Tenacity, 2 Judge, 4 Lilies, 2 Tarragon, which is a new supporter from Perfect Order. We can put up to 4 in any combination of fighting Pokemon in basic fighting energy, so this can help us with our Rock Engine, help us just get energy back into play. And then Team Rocket's Petrol to help grab whatever we need. And then we do play 2 Air Balloons because our Pokemon have 2 retreat costs. And then we do play 2 Core Memory, which is a new Pokemon tool card. Only for Zygarde EX, and is for Geobuster for 4 fighting energy, and we do 350, but we have to discard all the energy from this Pokemon, thus Tarragon. So nice synergy there. And again, as we mentioned, 10 basic fighting energy. So again, this looks consistent. We'll see how this plays, so let's make this our active deck right now. And let's take this on a ladder and see how it does. So until then, I'll see y'all there. Okay, we're in our first game using the first game of Mega Zygarde X, the Mega Zygarde EX deck that was given to us when we first created this account. So we'll see how this goes. Again, I'm not making any modifications just yet. I'm just playing the deck as is. As we get more credit, more cards, then we can modify these decks. So we'll start with Ogerpon here. And hopefully this will be a tanky. So, okay, tanky. So we're going against Lucario, which can one-shot us. So we need to try to get set up here. Our hand isn't the best. So we need to see what we can do going forward with this. Again, these are not optimized decks. The Lunatone helps. If we can get a Soul Rock, then we can get a good draw. When you play this, you attach Mad Bite. Does 30 more damage for each on your opponent's active. Okay, so this is more of a revenge attacker here. So we'll put down the Lunatone, we'll play Fighting Gong, we'll grab the Soul Rock. Never mind, we prize both our Soul Rocks. This is gonna be fun. So we'll just grab Binacle. We'll attach energy and we'll pass, and hopefully our opponent can't do much here. Prizing both Solroks is pretty bad here, especially with that is our main draw engine here. That is how we can power up the Tarragon. But we'll see what we get going. They're Pokepadding, so I'll assume they're getting their own Solrock. Yep. The good thing is, unless they have Air Balloon, they're not going to be able to attach, retreat, and attack. So that's something to consider. Saves us a little bit. But I'm wondering if they have... Okay, they're Ultra Balling. So I wonder if they're going to grab a Riolu here. That way they can start attacking this next turn or something. So we'll see what they do. They grab Mega Lucario, so that means they may already have it in hand. That or they're just thinning. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, this will be a good test to see how this deck holds up to something as strong as Mega Lucario. That is a top tier deck in this format right now with the loss of Gardevoir. Mega Lucario is very strong. So let's see what they do. They get Meowth. Have they not played a supporter yet? They have not, so they're going to grab supporter. I would say probably a Lilies at this point. Refresh their hand, but they grab that Lucario, so I'm not sure if they want to do that or not. Maybe get a Petrol? Salvatore. Oh, so they can evolve up the Lucario straight away. Because it does not have an ability. That's actually a pretty nice card to have in Mega Lucario going forward. But again, unless they have Air Balloon, they're not going to be able to attack us this turn. And they're not, and they don't have the energy. So, Core Memory, ugh. I'm just going to attach here. What's the retreat cost of that one? I'm just going to pass. I don't really have much going on. I don't want a boss. Because I like having the Lunatone stuck. It means that they need to attach energy to retreat. I could have bossed up the Meowth. It is weak to fighting, so it's potentially an easy 2 prizer later on. However, with Demolish, it just does 140. It does not go straight through. I will say maybe a good card to add to this list is Premium Power Pro if we have that in our collection. So something to take a look at as we kind of look at these decks given to us and see what we can add and take away and make this a little more optimized, a little more competitively viable for us to keep up with the ladder. And honestly, them not attaching last turn, it's helping us because unless they get, like I said, they have to get Air Balloon. And they do. So they'll be able to do 130. So they're not knocking us out, but we can get some damage onto that Lucario if we can get an energy this turn. Okay, so they're just going to attack and probably put an energy onto their Solrock, I would think. Because I believe have to be to your bench, right? Yeah. Or to Riolu, that's another good attacker, yeah. Energy switch doesn't really help us here. We're not really gaining much right now. I wish we had an attack, because then we can use Blood Moon Ursaluna and get some damage on there. But because of the situation we're in, I'm gonna bring up the Meowth, force them to have the energy to attach retreat. And just hope they don't have it. If they take us out, so be it. We have the Tarragon to get that back. And really, we have the Blood Moon Ursaluna, but I wish we could have got damage on there. That would have made me feel a little better, because we do 30 more for each damage counter. If we were doing 140, that would have been enough to knock that out and get ahead in the prize trade. So I'm kind of liking this Blood Moon Ursaluna in this list. So they're going to try and get the energy to attach retreat and then hit into us once again. There we go. They're going to get Fighting Gong. So they'll attach retreat, and then they'll knock out the cornerstone here. So again, this isn't an optimized list, and also Mega Lucario is super strong right now. So we're just trying to see how these decks are, how we can improve them going forward. That way we can get really going on this. But we just want to show like what the process is on starting a brand new account, trying to get into this game as a beginner. So, okay, they're going to take the 2 prizes. Honestly, I'm not mad about it. We do have the Tarragon. And then I'm going to feed them the Solrock, because we can't do anything with our feed them the Lunatone. We can't do anything with our Solrocks being prized. We get a Fighting Gong. I'm not sure what to think about that. We'll play Fighting Gong for... I'll grab Zygarde here. You know what? I misplayed this so bad. I should have Tarragon first before Blood Moon Ursaluna. That is on me. So I'll just attach energy here. And I will... end my turn. I'm hoping that they don't have a boss. But yeah, I should have played that differently. But at the same time, I wish... that there was, I could have put damage on earlier. I wish I had the energy that turn, and I could easily get 3 prizes. But it is what it is. They're just going to have a massive hand, because there's no hand disruption right now. Unless I play Judge, which I believe I played 2 Judge in this list, or Unfair Stand, which I don't play Unfair Stand. It's not until Chaos Rising where we get that special red card, but we have to have 3 prizes or less. So... right now, it's whatever you draw, you keep. So you're going to have massive hand sizes. I will say, if there's a mill deck out there, this may be the format to play mill, because we're not losing resources. Your hand's going to be massive, and because of that, your deck is going to be small. So this may be a great opportunity to find a decent mill and just go and run with it. So they're probably going to go for the Hariyama. No, they're going to go for Fez. Okay. It looks like they play Gravity Mountain, which doesn't affect us at all. All we have are stage 1s and basics in this list. We don't have any stage 2s. So we'll see what they do. Do they have any energy in their discard? They do. If I were them, yeah, Aura Jab, just get the prize. Force me to really do something here. I'll promote the Zygarde. Honestly, I don't think we can, unless we get a good top deck, which we don't. I don't think they can one-shot us, at least. But we'll see. Play down another Binacle. The problem is we're not putting any damage out there. I'll play down the Ogerpon. I'm just gonna pass. I hope we get a good top deck next turn. If not, this is probably game over for us. Because if they attach an energy and have a couple of Premium Power Pros, they can one-shot us. But that's the process of this journey, is like we have a lot of decks that we can utilize, and we just need to figure out what we can do in what we're given. So right now, to me, I'm not comfortable with the Zygarde list. I need to play around with it some more. But we have Mega Lucario, we have Venusaur, and we have other decks that we can mess around with and make them competitively viable. So it looks like they're going to go after, yep, for the Easy 2 prizes. And then they have the Hariyama just to kind of knock out one of my basic Pokemon, or one of my single prize Pokemon later on. Again, that is a more optimized list than what we're playing. So let's see, hopefully we maybe get a knockout if we're lucky. Hopefully we'll draw a supporter. We don't. So we can at least attack here. We can do 200. It's not the worst thing in the world, but obviously we want to do more. But they probably have the Hariyama. They'll boss up something here, use Aura Jab, and get game. Because I have two 80 HP Pokemon here. That's probably what they're going to do. I would be really surprised if they don't have that in hand with their massive hand right now. And it even gets more massive. Also, another tech card you could play in this format is Rosic's Machination. With how big our hand sizes are getting, losing all those resources is very, it's very hurtful to the opponent's game state. So that could be something to consider going forward, as we are looking to just do something, and that may be a way for us to kind of keep up with the game. Yeah, I knew that's what they were going to do. So the game's making them do what they need to do. But yeah, we just didn't draw anything. I think we only drew 2 supporters that whole entire game. So it is what it is. Again, not super optimal list. They're okay lists. They're good lists. Just when you go against a powerhouse like Mega Lucario, we're kind of already behind the 8 ball here. So it is what it is, but at least we can see Mega Zygarde, and we know where we can mess around with it, fix it to where it fits our play style. So we played a couple games on the new account. Even with the last game with Mega Zygarde where we lost, we still managed to increase our profile to level 4, and with that we were able to get some more coins. So that way we can craft more cards, and that's something I forgot to mention earlier. When we adjust these decks, we can craft cards. So if we don't have a card that we want, we can pay coins to get a card that we need. I think this is a good mechanic this game has. I know earlier when we were on the playing Pokemon trading card game online, we couldn't do that. We had to trade, and hopefully we get the cards that we needed for our decks. Now we can actually build what we need. But yeah, this is a good starter to this series. I have a lot of homework to do. We have a lot of decks here, so I want to try and go through a couple more of these and make them more optimal. See what we have in this account. I may craft, I may buy some packs, but this is going to be a nice journey. I may do this for a couple videos just to show the process of doing this. Again, I think rotation, this is a perfect time for a new player to get into the set, into the game. Everyone's starting from scratch here, so we'll see what we can do, and maybe we'll have a couple more decks. Maybe I can build some rogue decks from what we have. But with that, let us know your thoughts and comments on this series, how you would fix these decks, and your experience of getting into the game. We all come from different starting points. I've been playing the game for almost 10 years at this point. Dev's been playing for a little longer than that. And let us know how you want to see this progression. Right now, I'm only doing what we do in live. Let me know if you want to see if I can add stuff from when I go to my local league, maybe showing encouraging players to check out a league, or if we want to continue just doing everything here. But yeah, just let us know, and let us know what you think about this idea, and if this is beneficial to y'all, if it helps with some of your friends that you want to get into the game. So with that, again, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and to this video. Helps get our content out there, helps with the algorithm, and we're just trying to get more of these type of videos. Let us know what ideas you have for future series, for future decks. We're going to still put out some content. We're still making perfect order decks as we get into this new rotation. I'll do this series as well, so there's going to be plenty of content for y'all out there. But with all that being said, thank you for watching the Rogue Deck Chronicles and our new series here. And until next time, have fun playing those sneaky decks. See y'all.